If you feel like you are drowning financially lately, you're not alone. In recent years, Americans have faced a constant wave of significant financial challenges, from high inflation to rounds of job layoffs and the rising housing costs.
Our Queen City News Chief Business Correspondent Taylor Young joining us now. Taylor, a recent analysis has placed Charlotte among the top cities where residents are struggling the most.
Yeah, you know, so often we hear about how so many people are moving to the Charlotte region for a better life, whether that's more job opportunities or because everything here is just less expensive. But what about the people that have been living in Charlotte for the majority of their lives or moved here and realized, hey, this isn't as cheap as I thought it was? And the reality is that Charlotte is one of the top 5 cities for having the most people in financial distress. Not exactly the title that I think Charlotte wants to have. Now, to find this out, WalletHub, which is a personal finance app, used metrics to analyze the top 100 largest cities in America. It looked at credit scores, bankruptcy filings, the number of late payments, and the share of people with accounts in distress. Now, it found that Charlotte tied with other cities for number 1 in 2 categories. The first one was people with accounts in distress and the average number of accounts in distress. So what this means is that you're not necessarily bringing in enough money to cover your needs. The Queen City also came in 6th place for total credit score. And while Charlotte did come in the 5th spot for most residents in financial distress, the entire state of North Carolina did a little bit better. It came in 13th spot. Texas was actually the state with the most people in financial distress.
So we know that stress is at the top of the list,
Yeah.
but when you look at the impact of financial hardship on people, what are some other areas where it impacts folks?
Yeah, I mean, some of the big ones, of course, are, not being able to pay your bills, your necessities like groceries, your mortgage, your car payments, which a lot of people are actually kind of putting off their wants, maybe going shopping in order just to pay their necessities, their bills, to make sure they're paying their bills. But one thing that I don't think a lot of people think about is the unexpected cost. So your car breaks down, you lose your job out of nowhere, you get sick. So unfortunately, the sad reality is that 56% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency. So that right there could put you at risk for falling even more behind. And in what you would necessarily want to have is about 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund just in case. But yeah, the majority of Americans right now don't even have 1 month of that.
Okay, so Taylor, a lot of people may be sitting at home saying, okay, crap, I don't have that sitting there. How do I get out of this hole?
So I think the biggest one is kind of understanding how you may have gotten there. And for many Americans and North Carolinians, that's taking on an absorbent amount of debt. So outside of a mortgage or rent, the biggest chunk of debt right now for Americans is car loans. So according to Bankrate, a recent study that came out, the average monthly payment for a new car is $737. Used car is, of course, a little bit cheaper, $520. That's massive. That's a massive bill every month, and that's not even taking into an account insurance for your car. The second is credit card debt. TransUnion estimates that the average payment on a credit card right now is $6,500, and that is something that has extremely high interest rates. So if this is something, your debt, that you can kind of tackle, that would allow you to be able to beef up your savings, beef up your emergency fund just in case. But I know that's a lot easier than it sounds, and then you have the emotional side of this. I mean, just last week we were up here talking about a new study that said 80% of North Carolinians were struggling with their mental health. The number 1 reason for that was financials. So if you're struggling out there, know that you're not alone. There's a lot of financial advice out there. Kind of just finding the right path for you is really going to help.
Well, and you need financial and mental health advice like together. Like
Yes.
you can't really have one without the other because they are tied together. And if one is, not healthy, it's going to affect the other. So
It's a snowball effect. Yep.
stuff. All right, Taylor, thank you very much. Appreciate that.